Welcome to Motorcycle Live. I'm Steve Plater. I'm joined by Shane Shaky Byrne, multiple British Superbike champion. Shaky, what are you looking forward to here?
Oh mate, I'm well excited. It's that time of year, isn't it? You know, it's the time of year, all the new models are out. It's the first time we get to see them in the UK. Motorcycle Live's always been the place to be in it, to see the new bikes, meet some riders, see some products, just have a walk around and generally enjoy being here.
Now we're going to wander around the show, talk to various exhibitors, let you see what's on offer here at Motorcycle Live, so you can come along. The show is on till the 27th of November.
I'm here with Dean on the Kawasaki stand to talk about something technologically quite remarkable. Dean, this is the Ninja H2 SX SE tongue twister. This thing's derived from that original nutter bike, H2R, Kawasaki, supercharged, super horsepowered, everything. Tell us a little bit about this one though.
A little bit is an hour.
Right.
So I'll try and really give you a snapshot.
I've got about 2 minutes if you're all right with
Let's
that.
go for that then. So in the heart of the bike, we've got the 1000cc supercharged engine, which has come from the H2R and H2, as you know.
Yeah.
So straight away, 200 brake horse, and it's something that no one else has done in the industry. We're on our own there. Why? Because we can. We're the only ones that can. On top of that, the technology in this bike is phenomenal. It's the most technologically advanced bike in the show. So we've got the Bosch system, which is the radar system. So, as you can imagine, when you've got a bike with this performance, you're going to come up to things real quick.
Yeah.
So we've got an anti-collision warning on the dashboard. If you've got Tom Cruise and the jet pilot behind you, come in behind, he'll tell you someone's on your backside, because that's the only one that will.
Yeah.
You've also got blind spot detections in the wing mirrors. You've got hill starts, a bit like a car, where if you're on a hill, panniers, pillion, it's a bit hard, the bike will help you get moving on. The tyre pressure sensors. The dashboard has got my spin, so a bit like what you can see in some of the cars, your phone can mirror onto the dashboard, so you've got your sat nav. So we've got all of that technology, and that's just a snippet. Seriously, it is unbelievable.
Does it actually need a rider?
It needs an astronaut.
Right.
Because what I'm about to say now is the ride of a supercharge is something like nothing else on the marketplace. If you've not ridden a supercharger, you've got to get to the nearest dealer, get your leg over one and actually ride it. Because the way that power kicks in is absolutely insane. But it's easy to ride because of all the technology that we have.
Well, mate, that sounds like a lot of fun to me. I mean, what a great bike.
BMW is certainly the biggest stand here at Motorcycle Live, but Neil, there's a lot to show off. Tell us about these M-Series bikes.
Well, welcome to the stand, Steve. So we're really lucky to have the first viewing of the new M bikes. So we've got the new M1000R and the new M1000RR. So not only have we got this bike here on stand, they've luckily given us the keys to a runner. We've got a live arena, a willing stunt rider, and a couple of spare rear tyres for some burnouts.
Now, of course, the M1000RR, it looks completely different. It's fully carboned up. It looks absolutely gorgeous. What are the gains from the new model?
So there's a lot of work that's gone on in the wind tunnel aerodynamics. You can see, obviously, visibly, the wings are bigger than last year. So just based on aerodynamics alone, there's 8 kilometers an hour extra top speed without touching the engine. Visibly, you can see the screen in the top rank's had a lot of work as well. So yeah, fingers crossed for next year's racing.
And the M1000R, quite a new concept. Obviously, it looks gorgeous, but a little bit different. It's full-on sport mode.
Yeah, so obviously the S1000R has been in the range for many years, and the introduction of the M range for BMW Motorrad. So the first M-RR was introduced 2 years ago. That was the first M model ever. Obviously, M is renowned for BMW M cars and motorsport, ultimate in performance, really. So the S1000R has been in the range for a while, and now we've got the M1000R, which is 210 horsepower, 199 kilos, and yeah, should be good fun.
Now, you've got various things going on here at Motorcycle Live. I've already said, you know, it's the biggest stand, but just tell us quickly what else is going on.
So there's lots of interactive things here on the stand, so it's good to, you know, get people along and look at our bikes, but also see what you can do with them. So we've got the Moto Trainer, we've got an S1000RR on there, so riders can see what you would learn at the Motorrad Performance Academy, which falls under World of BMW Experiences. So you can get on the bike and learn body positioning and what we would teach at Performance Academy. We've got tyre plugging from Motorrad Tours, things that you could learn when you're, you know, a necessary skill when you're away in the middle of Alaska. We've got manual handling with the off-road skills team, as well as the live arena, them showing you the skills you would learn in South Wales, and the esports unit as well. So many things going on.
Thanks, Neil.
Right, we're here at Suzuki Bikes. Suzuki this year brought out 3 new scooters. Steve, you're the product manager of Suzuki GB. Tell us a little bit about these new models.
Yep, so 3 new 125s. We've got the Address 125, and this is all about classic city style. So a beautiful aesthetic, fantastic MPG, 148 MPG, lots of under-seat storage and loads of practical features to make it a really usable commuter.
Great price as well, that one.
Absolutely, yeah. So then we've also got the Avennis 125, so all the great practicality that we talked about on the Address, but a much sportier aesthetic.
The final one, the Bergman, I've always associated that with being a bigger scooter, but now you've brought out the 125 version. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Yep, so as per the Bergman name, you've got a bigger frontal area, more weather protection, really nice big luxurious seat, but again, all that great fuel economy and all that great practicality.
Well, those 3 models aren't the only new models we got on the stand this week. Let's go over and have a look at one of the others, shall we? Right then, another one of those new models that I was really keen to come and have a look at was the GSX-8S. A bold new colour, obviously, cosmic blue, so bright.
Yep, so not just the colour, fantastic brand new model from the ground up. Brand new engine, a 776 parallel twin, lots of torque, lots of character, really enjoyable ride. Not only that, it's got an up and down quick shifter as well, but it's not just the engine that's new. Brand new chassis, so we've got upside down forks, radial front calipers, long wheelbase, super stable, but so agile through the corners. A really rewarding ride.
TFT dash.
Yep, 5-inch colour TFT dash. You've got 3 power modes, 3 traction control modes, so whether you're newer to riding or an experienced hand, it's a fantastic riding experience.
And I see on the one behind us as well, a whole rake of genuine Suzuki accessories that can go on it.
Yep, so another new colour, the white, and this one's adorned with everything from the genuine accessory range too.
Well, that is 4 of the new models available here on the stand. There's 7 in total. Great bikes to look at, I'm sure you'll agree.
Now I'm here at Honda, a few new models this year. Andy,
Yep.
Let's talk about the first one.
Yeah, so for 2023 we've got the brand new CB750 Hornet. It's got a totally new 750cc twin engine. It's compatible for A2 licence if required, but obviously as standard it comes with just heaps of good stuff. It's got loads of power, loads of mid-range torque, loads of accessories. It comes with a colour screen, it's got smartphone connectivity, upside down forks. It really is going to be the best in class for next year, and I was lucky enough I got to ride it a few months ago, and it's fair to say it's fast, it's fun, it's agile. It's going to be a fantastic bike.
Obviously all new, a new chassis, but of course, you know, this relates to 2 different licenses.
It does, yeah. So it's basically available for everybody, and the idea being, the concept being that making bikes available and acceptable for everybody. So value for money, it's off the scale, quality, it's just amazing.
How many colours?
It comes in 4 fantastic colours.
Right, here we are with Dev on the Triumph stand. Obviously, 2022 model year bikes were topped, if you like, by the Gold Line production series, where the hand-painted lines on
That's
the bikes
right.
and stuff. Now, for the 2023 model year, it's gone chrome. It's gone chrome line. Do you want to explain to us a little bit about the chrome line and what that entails?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been very keen to celebrate our handcrafting skill at Triumph. It's something that we're renowned for. And as you say, last year, the Gold Line. This year, we've gone chrome with a chrome collection covering 10 models within the range. And you know, we've perfected chroming over the years on components and accessories, but this is the first time that we've actually put them on fuel tanks, and it will be, you know, for 1 year only, so a chance to own something really special. And the bike that you can see over my shoulder, I think, is the ultimate incarnation of chrome. It's the Thruxton RS, you know, the king of cafe racer cool,
Yeah.
and it has a pure chrome fuel tank that looks absolutely stunning. You'll be able to see yourself smiling when you look down at the tank when you're riding that, for sure.
Yeah, no, that is super cool.
Yeah.
We can't not, though, when we're on the Triumph stand, we can't not talk about the Rocket. The Rocket GT, 2.5 litres of madness.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can see the chrome line bit on there, but that's accentuated with the red paint as well. That looks super cool.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've taken all of that crazy power and performance for the Rocket and then mated it to some beauty with a beautiful chrome fuel tank with that Diablo red accent. It looks absolutely stunning, and I'm sure people are going to love it.
I'm sure people will.
National Motorcycle Museum is based right next door to the NEC. Now, James Hewing, why do you exhibit here at the show when you're next door?
Every year we put on the classic feature for Motorcycle Live for the show organisers, so quite easy for us to bring so many bikes just across the road.
Now, here at the show, there's an awful lot of Triumphs on the stand.
Yeah, we always do a theme, Steve, and this year, with it being the 120th anniversary of Triumph, that's the theme. So most of the bikes on display, or the 10 display bikes, are Triumphs.
Now, of course, with the museum being next door, there's a massive collection here, I believe the biggest in the world.
Yeah, largest collection of British motorcycles in the world, nearly 1,000 bikes in the collection. And so, well, really, I mean, we are almost the largest museum, motorcycle museum in the world anyway, but certainly the largest collection of British bikes.
Now, of course, and I'm guessing the museum is still open. It's still a great option for people to come and visit Motorcycle Live and also the museum.
Yeah, we're open 7 days a week, 8:30 till 5:30, and a lot of visitors that come to Motorcycle Live every year, they come across to us, and especially because if they come to the show this week, they get a half-price admission voucher. So it's really popular thing to do if people do a sort of a 2 cent a visit.
Now, plenty of Triumphs, but I'm also looking at a nice Gold Star here. But this is a raffle prize.
Yeah, we do 2 raffles a year. It helps raise money for the museum, helps us buy more inventory and, you know, expand the museum collection. And this year it's the new BSA Gold Star. So we do a summer raffle and a winter raffle. Winter raffle's just started, and of course it's quite an exciting prize because, as you know, the bike's only just coming out to the public now. So this will be drawn in April next year. So there's plenty of time for people to get a ticket, but we're quite excited about it with it being such a new bike.
Thanks, James. We're going to take a break. BMW's S1000RR has been around since 2009, the very first generation one. Now, Steve, this is the latest version for 2023.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it, please.
So we've made some changes. The obvious one, Steve, is we've put wings on the bike now from the MRR. We've changed the aerodynamics of the front of the bike and put a tall screen on as well to give the rider a lot more comfort when riding. We've changed the way the TFT screen works as well, so that if you're using it for track use and you want it set up on that, it stays on your latest one. So even if you're road riding, it stays on what you want to, how you want to read the dash to read. And then moving through the engine, we've taken the cylinder head geometry off the MRR, the outgoing one. So we've increased the horsepower now by 3 horsepower up to 210 horsepower. And then the rear end of the bike has been changed. So we've made it a lot shorter, a lot tighter, and much more compact.
Obviously a very popular machine. You've now got kind of 2 versions, the M1000RR and the S1000RR, but quite a difference between the 2.
Yeah, there is quite a bit of difference, especially now with the new MRR coming out with all the carbon fibre and everything else, but the beauty of the S1000RR still is the ability to have it in the different range of colours that we have. Motorsport, red and black.
Magic. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Right, we're still here on the Kawasaki stand, and I've seen quite a few bikes, some really technologically advanced bikes as well. But if you're looking at the immediate future, going forward, 2023, the summer of 2023, this is it. This is Kawasaki's foray into an electric bike. Craig, obviously you're the man here that can explain to us all about this. Tell us what we got here in these 2 bikes.
Well, I suppose what we've got here is pre-production bikes. This is our glimpse into next year. We've got 2 models, so we've got a Z Naked and a Ninja fully fared, and these are our first foray into battery-powered motorcycles. So these will have a removable battery system so that you'll park the bike, take the battery into your house, charge it overnight, and you're good to go the following day. So this is our first stage of what the future may look like.
Now, for the people that are going to come along to Motorcycle Live, they're going to see 3 stages of development from Kawasaki. This is obviously the immediate future. Over there, obviously, we got the next step.
Yeah, so what we've got, if you imagine, Kawasaki is this huge engineering company. That's the next phase. That is hybrid. So we are not turning our backs on internal combustion engines. Kawasaki is known for engineering and fast engines. That's a halfway house. That's going to be out probably the following year, and it's petrol engine and battery. So you'd be able to ride to London, for instance, under petrol power, flick it over to battery power and finish your journey with 0 emissions.
That's absolutely incredible. And I know there's one more step.
There is.
And it's sat right behind us there, which is the full-on future, if you like. Do you want to just describe to us what we got behind us there?
So we started life with H2R. What this is an H2R engine running on hydrogen. So the only thing that's coming out of that exhaust pipe is water.
Wow. Well, there you have it. I mean, that is 3 steps of development. Unbelievable.
Andy, the all-new Transalp.
You're right, Steve. After a 10-year break, it's back, and the Transalp's going to be so popular this year. It's the all-new 750 engine. It's got mountains of torque, so the engine's brilliant. It's got loads of tech on it. We've had so many customers asking about this bike for years, so it's going to be one of the stars of the show. And it obviously comes here in the historical sort of tricolour, which is just going to be an absolute winner, the gold rims. We've also got it with loads of accessories, so there's lots of genuine accessories. You can make it your own, and it'd be an ideal bike for getting across town or going across country lanes or going off to the south of France. It's really excited about this bike.
So a big cross between obviously touring and, if you wish, a little off-road.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic hit winner for us for sure.
Now, again, with this, licence-wise?
Yep, so obviously it's a CB750 engine, it's the all-new engine, and it can be made A2 compatible really easy by any dealer.
Thanks, Andy.
Right, here on Suzuki to have a look at some new models they got here, the V-Stroms, the DE and the standard version as well. Now, I remember back in the late 80s when adventure bikes were all the rage, they used to do this bike called a Dr. Big. These, to me, look like fully focused Dr. Bigs.
Yep, so that gives design inspiration for the 3 bikes that we're talking about now. So you've got the brand new 800 DE, a new 1050 DE, and the standard 1050 as well. So the V-Strom name for Suzuki, it's all about comfort, long distance capability, and a truly versatile adventure bike. As the market's got big and you've got really specialised bikes, ours are still really, really good at doing a wide range of things. And that's really true on the 1050. You've got cast wheels, a 19-inch front that's good, a little bit of gravel, but also really, really good on the road. And then with these 2 bikes, the DE, Dual Explorer, it's all about adding that extra layer of off-road capability. So with the 1050, you get longer travel suspension, you've got a spoked 21-inch front, you've also gained a colour TFT dash and quick shifter. And with that dash, you can access not only the power modes and the traction control that are on the standard 1050, but also some off-road specific electronics as well. We've got a gravel mode, so for experienced riders you can hold a slide when you're on a looser surface. There's 2 levels of adjustability on the ABS, so again you can dial it down on looser surfaces or completely turn the rear off. So for those that know what they're doing, they can really use it to optimise their control of the bike.
Sounds like a lot of fun, that 1050.
Yeah, and then the 800 DE behind you is an all-new machine. So you're stood next to the accessory one where you've got the 3-box luggage. So
I love an accessory, me.
Yeah. So using that brand new platform, that new 776 parallel twin engine, loads of low-down torque, perfect for off-road riding. You've got the quick shifter there as well to really add an extra layer to the riding experience. It too has got a 5-inch colour TFT, so again you can see all those great electronics, the power modes, the traction control. This one's got gravel mode, the same stuff on the ABS as well. Just a really capable adventure bike.
2 fantastic looking adventure bikes in my opinion.
We're down at the Black Horse stage. There's all sorts going on here all week long, various different things on stage. However, this is the R&G Back Wheel Challenge.
And go. That's it, now with the brace. Make sure you get it all the way undone before you take it out. That should do it, that'll do. Pull it out, that's it. Push it forward, chain off, over the swinging arm. Pulls it out, lays it down, that'll do. Back in it goes. If you beat James Whittam, I've got to live with him tonight. For goodness sake, it should be trouble for me once the chain goes up. Oh, he hasn't, he's in a muddle with the chain. Chain's not quite gone on properly. That's it, now the axle goes back in. Yeah, it doesn't get any simpler than this, and he spins it up with the brace, get going all the way, and then the torque wrench goes on, switch the torque wrench over to tightening it up, and stop! Not bad, 41, he had a bit of a muddle.
So that wheel change, not quite as easy as it looks in all fairness. I think I'll leave it to the experts.
Right then, we're down here at Triumph now. I'm with Devron, the General Manager of Triumph Motorcycles. Devron, we're going to talk today about your Street Triple model. Obviously, all the engine technology in there derived from your Moto 2 engines that you've been learning about since 2019, so a load of technology filtered its way down, but can you tell us a little bit about each of the models?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start with the new Street Triple R, which you can see on my right here. in Silver Ice, and this is the bike that we're calling the new definitive Street Fighter for the road. So a little bit more road focused, 120 PS, which is up on power from the outgoing model, and the bike has got quicker sort of acceleration. It responds a bit faster now, just due to some gearing adjustments, and it also features a lot more technology in the form of advanced electronics. So we've got corner optimized ABS and traction control, and additionally to that, the riding position of the bike we've optimized a little bit, so it's got a slightly more commanding riding position, wider bars, and it's had quite a radical restyle, so new bodywork, fuel tank, all sort of coming together to make it look like a really awesome package that's going to go very nicely indeed.
Moving on.
Yeah, so then to the right here, we've got the Street Triple RS, which is the next level up in the stable. So the RS takes all the good stuff from the R, but brings in more power. So this one's got 130 PS, which is class leading, so that's where that Motor 2 know-how really is coming into the fore. And again, with this bike, we've also got uprated braking, so Brembo style Lemma calipers on this, and the geometry on the bike has been given a slightly more racy feel, so it's got a steeper rake, the back end's raised, so it's just a bit more nimble, handles with a little bit more agility.
Talking of agility and coolness, what about this?
Yeah, so here we go.
The PS, the resistance.
Last but not least, so the limited edition Motor 2 version, so 765 of these globally in each of the two colourways. This here is the stunning Triumph Racing Yellow, which I think looks amazing. And again, we build on the RS, so all of the good stuff from that bike, the brakes, the advanced electronics, the 130 PS, but a slightly more racer kind of guise. So we've got the clip-ons for the race bike poise. We've got Öhlins big piston forks on the front with this, so Öhlins front and rear, and a nice bit of Motor 2 livery running through the bike with carbon fibre and a really cool Motor 2 graphic when you start the bike, as well as a numbered top yoke.
765 of them, and by all accounts, they're all pretty much sold, so you've obviously done a good job with them.
Yeah.
They look fantastic. Well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going back to my youth now, BSA. Now Hashish, we're looking at the Gold Stars, quite a range.
We introduced this machine last year at the NEC show, and we're coming in again this year. The bikes are now getting into dealerships. We've had our first lot come into the UK. Yes, we were a little delayed, but we wanted to give machines which were absolutely top-notch in terms of fit, finish, build, all that. And I can't tell you how pleased I am to be here again at the show, putting the bike back where it belongs. Where we've got Birmingham in the name of our company, so this is the home of that bike.
A massive difference. They look very much the same. This is an original from back in the 1930s. That's obviously the modern day motorcycle. Fuel injected, carbureted like the old days, but still looking pretty much the same.
Well, this one is, how would I say, this is the inspiration. And when we started wanting to do the Gold Star, this is what we looked at. This was the most successful of the Gold Stars, it's the DBD34. And when we looked at it, it was a single, and which is why the one that you see currently, the one that you see with us is a big single. It's 652cc single cylinder. It's got a 4-inch dia piston, 100 millimeters dia piston. So it's a big single.
And of course, there's not just the different colours in Gold Stars to look at. There's a huge accessory range as well.
That's right. There's a lot of accessories, and the focus has been on British manufacturers. See, we are going to be manufacturing the BSAs, the Gold Stars here in and around the West Midlands area. Accessories, again, we've come in with a range which is essentially British manufacturing, or British manufacturing is what we want to support on doing that. And that's one of our key themes on this, like, get manufacturing back in.
Thanks, Ashish. We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back to the NEC Motorcycle Live show. We're here at Bike Shore Insurance. Now, one of the things I've noticed massively is a big increase in the amount of people that are using motorcycles and scooters for delivering food. Sam, as an insurance company, obviously you're going to be seeing that too. What's it like for you?
We are seeing a massive rise in the amount of use for fast food delivery, especially on the 125 motorcycles, and it is not simple. You cannot just simply use your motorcycle. Going onto a comparison site is going to help, but you need to be speaking to a specialist broker. You need to have fast food delivery use, otherwise you risk losing your motorcycle and having it impounded, which is going to cause you even more problems down the line and even more insurance costs going forwards.
Well, there you have it, guys. Social, domestic and pleasure obviously isn't going to cut it in insurance, so make sure you get onto a specialist, check out some websites, get yourself covered properly if delivering food is what you want to do.
A live restoration here, James, at Motorcycle Live. What is this bike?
It's a 1923 Triumph Junior Lightweight, which was known as the Baby Triumph.
Now, it certainly looks old. It's even got lights on. They must have been state-of-the-art.
The absolute state-of-the-art, this, Steve, yeah. And the live restoration that we do every year at Motorcycle Live, it's one of the most popular things we do within the classic feature. People really love it, and they love to talk to our team of restorers who will be here all week.
Now, of course, a two-stroke. I didn't even realise Triumph made two-strokes.
Yeah, a lot of the manufacturers, well-known manufacturers that people would think of today, like Triumph, did make two-strokes back in the 1920s or just after the First World War, yeah.
It certainly looks like a funny little thing to ride.
Yeah, not much in the way of braking there. I think you'd run off the course on it, Steve.
Hey, keep up the good work. Thanks, James.
Right, and we're back here at Suzuki with Tim Davis. Tim, bit of a blast from the past here. John Reynolds championship winning bike. I'd won the year before and cleared off, so he took the title in 2004.
Yeah, in 2004, this is his winning bike, obviously with the Crescent Suzuki. It was John's third and final championship that year as well, so yeah, a lot of memories on that bike.
Yeah, great stuff. Moving on then, World Superbikes. Suzuki's entrance into the World Superbike Championship was with this bike, obviously. This is the final iteration, you know, Frankie Keely's 2000 bike. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the last 750 that factory Suzuki that Suzuki made, and it is absolutely the real deal. You know, it is probably the best S-Rad that there is in the world, so fantastic bike.
And here we have then Troy Corser's 2005 championship winning bike.
Yeah.
Bit of a weapon, that thing.
It is a hell of a weapon. I mean, obviously Troy was a brilliant rider, and it was Suzuki's last championship win in the World Superbike. It's a fantastic bike.
Well, there you go then. Suzuki's GSXR 1000 championship winning bikes. How good was that to have a little look at those?
30 years of data tag security. Now, Kevin, you must be very proud.
Yes, Steve. I can't believe what they say, time flies when you're having fun. And for us, I can't believe that 30 years later, here we are, and the bikes that we tagged many, many years ago are probably still classed as modern classics and very valuable, and those same systems are still protecting those bikes. But over that 30 years, we've now protected well over 1 million riders' bikes.
I know there's a lot of competition in your industry, you know, but why data tag security?
So, I suppose one of the reasons we see riders coming back year after year at events like this and insisting on having data tag, although many manufacturers now fit it as standard, is they know that it's probably the greatest value security system out there. One of the big advantages of data tag is once you've actually got it on your bike, there isn't any annual subscription or monthly cost. Once it's on your bike, it's fitted for life and it's protecting it for life. The other aspect as well, there's loads of different types of security elements built into that system, so it's going to make it very difficult for a criminal to remove all the identifying marks, and they'd have to destroy the bike really to remove all that technology. And then of course there's the other aspect as well, is that there's no warranty issues. It's not wired in, it's not going to run any batteries down, etc. like that. So it's basically there for life for that customer.
Well, we sent Matt Roberts out to see why data tag is so important.
Now, if you were given the unenviable task of identifying hundreds, like literally hundreds, of recovered motorcycle parts, where would you start? Because, let's be honest, to most of us, a radiator looks like any other radiator, right? Well, Detective Constable Gary Dickinson is the man with that job. So, Gary, first of all, how do you go about identifying all these parts and, crucially, working out what bikes they're from and whether or not they're stolen?
Well, using a simple UV torch, we'd go over them, and what we're looking for is fluorescent adhesive that contains data dot information. Once we find that, we'll contact data tag. They will tell us what bike it relates to, and then we'll know whether it's stolen or not.
Now, Gary's agreed to let me have a look around the compound, which is a real privilege, but it also just makes you feel quite sick because you're seeing stuff like this, gigs of fairings that no doubt at some stage were somebody's pride and joy, loads and loads, literally hundreds of other recovered parts, suspected stolen, and most of them all labelled up, even with eBay tape ready to get sold. They've obviously been doing a professional job, whoever it is, because it's all neat and tidy. Let's have a look in this box here. Foot pegs, rear tail lights. At one stage, somebody's dream bike in bits. A couple of engines lying around here. You've got a Kawasaki EX650, a Honda NC750, and reportedly a lot of these engines get shipped out to Europe and used in buggy racing. That's the big craze at the moment. Look at all these engines here. You've got the big old Boxer BMWs, a Ducati here, you've got a brand new Triumph in there. It looks brand new anyway. I mean, some of these bikes have been stolen off dealer floors, so they never even got to see the road. It's an absolute travesty. And to think, you know, some of these bikes could have even been yours or your mates.
Wow, that is mind-blowing, the scale of what's been going on. Now, Kevin, you've moved on from there. There's new developments.
There is, Steve. So we're always developing new ID technologies. You'll see what Matt was talking about there, microdots, forensic DNA, tag technology. And we're launching a brand new tag technology at the show here today. This tag technology is brilliant in that it gives us read distances of 5, 6, 7 meters, but there's no battery at all with this tag technology. So that could allow for many things like roadside checks, officers going into yards where they suspect things, and be able to point something like this at the motorcycle parts and literally then to identify what could be stolen and what isn't stolen. But there's other aspects we think this could be used for, like dealer stock checking and putting these battery readers at ports, etc.
Thanks, Kevin.
Right, I've come along to the Can-Am stand now, and lucky enough to be joined by Mike Loach. Mike, we're stood here next to the Riker 900 Sport. I've noticed it doesn't have 2 wheels and it doesn't have 4 wheels. It's got 3. So what's the philosophy?
It's, in the sense of the word, it's a traditional trike. Some might say that the wheels are the wrong way round, but we think it's the right way round. And the idea is that you can transition from a car to this, or from a bike to this.
So I'm right in thinking that you can ride it with a car or a bike licence?
Absolutely. One restriction on the car licence depends when you take your car test.
Now, the one thing I have noticed is no brake lever. How does that work?
She has a foot brake in the same way as with the car. So, as I said, it's the idea to transition from a car to this, so it's easy to use.
Well, for me, it looks like a great fun thing. Obviously, 3 models. Looks great fun to ride. Thank you very much for your time, Mike. Job done.
BMW's F900R is a fabulous road bike. However, for 2023, there's going to be a new race series, a one-make series supporting the Great British Superbike Championship, with around 75 of these machines racing every weekend. It's going to be a super cross kind of format with a couple of heats, a last chance qualifier, all building up to the grand finale on Sunday's main race day in front of a massive, massive crowd. Now, Neil, why did BMW want to get involved in a race series like this?
Well, the idea was to create a cost-effective, highly competitive class for riders who maybe can't afford to move up to super stock or superbike, or might be at the top of their class, club racing, and want to progress to the next level, and this will hopefully give them that opportunity.
Quite a level, well, a very level playing field. Same bike, same tyres, same exhaust, same power output, same rear sets, same K-Tech suspension. Yeah. So very, very level, easy kind of, not easy, but a very good way of showing off your own natural talent.
Definitely. So identical bikes, you know, riders will receive the bike and a race kit. So aside from that, you know, there's going to be very, very few changes that riders can make. So it will all be down to rider ability. So, you know, no traction control, no rider modes. So, you know, with 72 riders available across 2 grids, it will really be down to individual talent.
I've seen the entry list so far, you know, some cracking riders, ex-champions that are all really keen to have a go on this bike, as well as some very young up-and-coming guys. So, what about yourself?
Be happy to put my name down, I just need a good tutor. But no, yeah, it's a really, really strong, really competitive entry list so far, and I think, you know, that mixed with identical bikes, it's going to be some really, really close racing next year.
And this championship, you know, involved in the BSB series, Is it for 1 year or is it a long-term project?
It looks like it'll be a long-term project which we hope for, and I think once the audience see these bikes in action, I think everyone will want to see a lot more.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. I spent a lot of time testing this machine, probably up to 2,000 miles last year on circuit. It's a fabulous bit of kit, it really is. It handles really well, very user-friendly, and without doubt, we're going to see a lot of elbow bashing at British Superbike.
Right, and as you can see, we're right outside the Blackboard stage. I found the main man of the Blackboard stage, compare, stronger for longer candidate extraordinaire, James Whittam. What's going on?
Right, so this area is all about activity. So Steve Parrish runs all the competitions, stronger for longer. We've got a wheel change contest, we've got a buzzer where you've got to set one of them electric rings round a big complicated shit. You know the one. I do all the rider interviews, so we've got VSP riders, World Superbike riders, MotoGP riders, people like yourselves shaking with an opinion, and that's going on all day, every day on the Blackboard stage.
9 days of action all here with you leading it. Good stuff.
Another completely new model on the Honda stand, Andy, the CL500.
Yeah, really excited about this. So CL500, it's a 500cc A2 license-friendly engine. It's a really good engine and popular for us, but in a totally new style. It's so different from any other bike in the Honda range. So it's got a lot of retro looks with the fork gators and the high-level exhaust pipe, but it's got a modern twist as well with loads of bits and really bold colour schemes. Comes in a beautiful orange, a blue, a fantastic sort of retro green, and a black as well. So really excited about this for next year. It's going to be a fantastic bike, whether you're going across town or across country or to the coffee shop.
I was just going to say, a great looking town bike you can just hop on yourself or pillion and just pop down for a brew and enjoy.
Yeah, totally. And there's loads of different, we've got 3 different accessory packs, so you can make it very individual to yourself, so you can make a real statement. It's so different from a Honda bike, and it's going to be brilliant, really popular.
So parallel 500 twin licenses?
Yeah, A2 license, obviously above, so appeals to everybody. Ideal first bike, ideal coming back into biking.
A little bit of a different style, the CMX 1100.
Yeah, so for next year we've got the Tour version. So we ran the CMX 1100 last year, an all new bike for us. This year it comes with panniers built in and a new screen sort of at the front. So it comes with manual gearbox or DCT variant, really popular last year, and I think this year will be no exception with all these additional features.
A nice sunshine bike, and obviously quite a relaxed style of riding.
Yeah, it's great for cruising around town. We've seen a real big uplift in these style of bikes over the last few years as people just want to get out at the weekend, Airbnb, something in the panniers, and off you go.
Okay, thanks Andy. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back. Now we can't leave the Honda stand without talking about the Fireblade, Andy.
Yeah, I cannot think of a better celebration of Honda's heritage of racing. We've got the iconic Fireblade, we've got the John McGuinness replica, who's obviously done 100 starts for us, and it's the 30th year. So we're only producing 30 of these, and they're going to be so hard to get hold of. There's 30 bikes, all individually numbered. They're all signed by John himself. It's got the exact replica paintwork from the 100th start he did this year on the Isle of Man. So it's just a pure celebration of everything Honda and everything racing.
A huge name with the brand, John McGuinness, of course, and a huge with the Isle of Man TT races. Will John be here this week?
He will indeed, yeah. And also, if you are lucky enough to buy one of these, you have the chance to collect it from the man himself at our racing headquarters in Louth.
Perfect. Well, hopefully, this will be a great seller, of course, and people can come on the stand and get it ordered.
Absolutely, it'll be perfect.
Thanks, Andy.
Cheers, Steve.
Right, I've come down to Bikeshore Insurance. Sam, question for you. The people that are coming to visit this show, obviously going to be looking at bikes, wanting to buy bikes. What can they do from an insurance point of view to get the cost down?
So we expect the cost of insurance to increase dramatically in the next year. We're looking at at least 15% increase in insurance. And with the new bikes costing more and more money, you are going to need to increase the level of security that you put on them. So we need to talk about ground anchors, keeping them in a locked garage. We need trackers. We need any security you can think of, padlock, chain, make sure that that bike is secure as possible. Theft is on the rise dramatically, which often happens within a recession, so you need to keep your bike safe.
Well, there you go, guys. There's some great tips for getting your insurance premium down. So if you need insurance, come see Sam, see if he can get you sorted out.
The Dream Garage. Now there are 10 bikes here, some fabulous bits of kit. I know as soon as we walked up, I know you chose your favourite.
Do you know what, mate? I couldn't help it. RCV 213V, Grand Prix bike on the road. I didn't even have to get within about 20 metres of the place, and it didn't matter what else was in here, do you know what I mean? That was me, job done.
Pretty
Special. That said, what about some of the other stuff that's here?
Oh, mate, listen. 98 R1 and obviously a 92 Fireblade. That was a game changer, and then the R1 was on top of that.
I've ridden this very bike. That belongs to Honda. It's Honda's heritage bike. I've actually ridden that in a test, but R1 for me, in blue, 98, next bike on my bucket list for sure.
Now, I raced at Goodwood this year, a bike very similar to this, a Vincent Lightning. Listen, quite an eye-opener, believe me.
Didn't you tell me the most expensive bike ever to go through an auction or something like that in the UK?
Was a Vincent in an auction at £930,000. And
I take it you bought it?
No, far from it.
What about a Fizzy?
Yeah, obviously before my time. Don't go there. And a Z9, a cracking bits of kit and some massive history within them.
Eddie Lawson.
Most people, we just had Jamie Whittam walk past. That would be his favourite, 100%.
100%. He probably owns it. GSXR 750s.
Yep, an old K with conventional forks on there. The year after the upside down forks come, but that was a very, very good bike at the time for road racing, especially. It really was, yeah.
He done well on one of them, didn't he, Jamie?
Oh, mate, that was his. That's what set him up in life, yeah, racing. Yeah, without doubt.
What about this though?
Hey, this is another one of your favourites, I know,
Yeah.
and mine too. In all fairness, the RC30. What an incredible bit of kit.
Do you know what? 1988, 1989, still looks beautiful now, doesn't it? If this, all that, was in a showroom right now, advertised as new, you wouldn't think it was 2022, would you? You'd look at them and think, yeah, quite trick, or I could do with a bit of updating, but both beautiful.
Both iconic bikes. The R7 has to be my favourite. I race the Virgin Yamaha. What a great bit of kit.
Yeah, beautiful looking thing. Don't forget the Ducati at the end there as well. I'm a bit of a Ducati man, you know.
I know you are. The 851, a beautiful bit of kit with a massive history.
Dream Garage, there you have it.
Now, BMW's Performance Academy is quite impressive. I have worked on there myself the last year or two. Now, Neil, obviously, not just the Academy where you can go and ride various bikes from, obviously, BMW's range. You've also got this, I don't know, I'm not sure what you actually call this. I call it a lean machine here at the bike show.
So this is the Moto Trainer. So this is essentially, it gives people a chance when they come to the show, learn about what's on offer at the BMW Motorrad Performance Academy. So you can learn about body positioning, how the bike feels when you crank it over. And it's just, you know, an extra thing for people to come here and interact with on the stand.
Quite an impressive bit of kit. You know, it does everything you would expect from a sports bike. You even grab the brake and it dips the front. But, you know, obviously going back to the track training on the Academy, what can people expect from going to a circuit?
So the idea of the Performance Academy is that it's exclusive hire of the circuit, very small groups, so there's none of the kind of big track day numbers and worried about other riders blasting past you or getting caught up by other riders. So it's really premium tuition by current and former superbike stars.
Be careful.
And it's just, you know, whether you're a novice on track or you're an experienced track dayer or budding racer, there is a level for everyone and the mix of bikes to get experience on.